All right, what's good? What's good, man? Let's get into it. Let's talk about Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas. And honestly, I'm gonna save my Kansas City Chiefs versus Baltimore Ravens commentary for Monday, not Monday, for Friday. For anybody who doesn't know, I do my prediction videos every Friday for the NFL playoffs, and I'm gonna do my commentary for this Baltimore Ravens Kansas City Chiefs game over there. But let's talk about Patrick Mahomes in specific now. Everybody knows Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. Even statistically, he's not the best quarterback right now statistically, but he might not be the MVP, but he is the best. He's the most accomplished. He is the best quarterback in the NFL. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Even if Lamar wins the Super Bowl, even if Brock Purdy or Jared Goff wins the Super Bowl, he still leaps and bounds above them. Even with Lamar winning MVP this year, Mahomes is still better than Lamar. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But there's a conversation about Patrick Mahomes, and could he ever enter the GOAT conversation with Tom Brady at all? Now, I want everybody to hear me out when I say this and read the title of this. Enter the GOAT conversation, not be the GOAT, enter the GOAT conversation. And I made videos on Patrick Mahomes throughout this season when the Kansas City Chiefs look unstoppable. I'm saying this dude's going to win his third title. But they slowed down. The wide receivers are beyond horrible. And I'm like, not going to happen. I honestly didn't even think they were going to beat the Bills, to be honest with you. But they overcame the Bills, and now they're going to Baltimore. And I'm thinking if Mahomes somehow, some ways, goes to Baltimore and beats Lamar Jackson in Baltimore, he would have beat the Dolphins, who, I mean, let's be fair, the Dolphins are trash, but he would have beat his former teammate. He would have beat Josh Allen, the Bills, in Buffalo, and then beat Lamar Jackson in his sixth straight AFC Championship game at Baltimore. And then, hypothetically speaking, say he goes to the Super Bowl and wins it, whether it's against the Lions or most likely against the Chiefs, and I'm really hoping it is against the Lions, or I hope he beats the 49ers too. This guy has to be in the GOAT conversation. He has to be. Because I'm looking at it now, he's never going to pass Brady. Mahomes is never going to pass Brady for me unless he wins 8 titles, which is highly unlikely. Because even if he ties with Brady, I'm going to be like, well, Brady has the upper edge because, Brady's 2-0 against him in the playoffs. Brady beat him in the AFC Championship game in Arrowhead, and he beat him like a dog in the Super Bowl. So he's never gonna pass Brady unless he gets 8. If he gets 8, then I'm like, okay, you have more than Brady. That nullifies Brady being 2-0 against you in the playoffs. And he has to have less Super Bowl losses than Brady. Brady has 3. He has 3. 2 to my Giants, and to them sorry Eagles too. But honestly, I'm looking at it and I'm like, can he pass Joe Montana if he wins the Super Bowl? I get Joe Montana has more Super Bowls, but I mean, this dude Mahomes has been to 6 straight AFC Championship games. 2-time Super Bowl MVP, 2-time Super Bowl winner. It's been the 3 Super Bowls, 2-time MVP. We have to start entering Patrick Mahomes in that GOAT conversation. Whether you like him or not, whether you like the Chiefs or not, we have to start having this conversation. We have to start having this conversation. Because, I mean, just thinking about it, just honestly, it's like, bruh, I had to sit down and digest. And this Bills game was a very clean game. There was one call for the Chiefs where they got the PI call on Doreen, number 42 for the Bills, but they ended up stopping the Chiefs, and the Bills still couldn't do anything. And Mahomes, honestly, is becoming more. I think this year he's becoming a game manager. He realizes besides Travis Kelce, who is beyond washed. Let's talk about this. Travis Kelce is washed. I don't want to make a full video on Travis Kelce because I feel like I'm just going to roast Taylor Swift for a good 7 minutes of it. But Travis Kelce is done. He is beyond done. It wouldn't shock me if they did win the Super Bowl that he will retire. This dude's dropping passes that he wouldn't drop a year ago. I don't know if it's the distraction of Taylor Swift. I don't know what it is, but Travis Kelce is not the same. Maybe it's just his old age. Travis Kelce is like, what, 33, 34 years old, maybe even 35. Obviously, he has a podcast and he's dating Taylor Swift, which means he's doing bigger and better things in football. So maybe his mind is somewhere else. Maybe he's looking forward to retirement. Maybe he's in that Gronk stage where it's like, I'm bigger than football now since I'm dating Taylor Swift. I'm on TV shows. I got my own podcast with me and my brother Jason. So maybe that's the reason why he's not playing as well. And when you talk about and let me tell you something, it's somehow, some way, and this is hypothetical. This is very hypothetical. Once again, I'm going to be posting my prediction video on Friday because I still haven't chose who's going to win between the Chiefs and the Ravens. I got to see the injury reports. I got to see everything. But these wide receivers that Mahomes has, if he wins the Super Bowl with these bums, like, you have to put him in that GOAT conversation. Marquise Scanlon dropped stuff. Richie James, like, come on, bro. Rashid Rice, decent, nothing special. They're worse than last year. Juju Smith-Schuster is better than everybody, even with Kadarius Toney and Sky Moore were on the field. Juju Smith-Schuster was better than everybody on this wide receiver core. And that's not saying much because Juju's mid himself. He's at best a good number 2. And if somehow, some way, if Patrick Mahomes wins this Super Bowl, or at least goes to the Super Bowl, we have to start having debates like, okay, maybe this guy is in that GOAT conversation. And I get a lot of people don't like Mahomes because, the refs do some shady stuff. And I know Mahomes kind of took on the mantle of Tom Brady. Like, people love him or people hate him. People love the Chiefs or hate the Chiefs. But let's just look at this from a football standpoint. The dude's been to, since 2018, he's been to every single AFC Championship game. And he's been to 3 Super Bowls. And he's started since 2018. So from 2018 to 2024, or 2023, really, because this is the 2023 season. What is that? 6 seasons? 5 seasons? That's 5 seasons. Dude's been to 5 straight AFC Championship games and has been to 3 Super Bowls. And he didn't even start his first year. He got drafted in 2017. That is GOAT standards right there. And obviously he's not going to pass Brady once again if he gets unless he gets 8. And he's not going to pass Joe Montana, are we sure he wouldn't pass Joe Montana? He would pass Peyton for me. If he wins the Super Bowl, he's passing Peyton. Honestly, to be honest with you, Patrick Mahomes kind of passed Peyton for me. He's been to more Super Bowls. He has multiple MVPs like Peyton. He's been to more conference. I don't know how many conference championships Peyton's been to. I know he's been to at least 4. But, he will pass Peyton for me, especially if he wins it. He's already passed Rodgers for me. Troy Aikman, Patrick Mahomes is better talent-wise. Terry Bradshaw, Patrick Mahomes is better talent-wise. And I put those guys in the top 5 because they were great for their era. But at the same time, this is unreal that we're talking about. And this is hypothetically speaking if he beats Baltimore. I'm not pretty sure they're going to beat Baltimore. But I'm just saying we have to give Mahomes his credit. This is and especially with the wide receiver cores that he has. That's what I'm saying. Like with Mahomes and like Lamar to a lower extent because Lamar actually has to win a Super Bowl. But these guys are carrying bombs. It's kind of the same situation. They have good tight ends, a la Travis Kelce and Mark Andrews, and just sorry wide receivers. My gosh. But that's my thoughts, man. Obviously, this game is going to be interesting. It sucks that it's on at 8:30. Yo, NFL, why are you having this game on at 8:30? This should be the late night game. No one wants to see the Lions in Detroit play. We all know what's going to happen in that game. But I am hoping for a Lions upset. But once again, I'm going to be talking about that in my prediction video. But you got to think, people. If Mahomes somehow, some way wins this Super Bowl, he has to enter that GOAT conversation. He has to. You can't ignore it. Whether you like him or love him, whether you hate the Chiefs or like the Chiefs, he has to enter it. I'm not saying he's going to be the GOAT. Just saying he has to enter it. But that's my thoughts, man. What are yours? Let me know your thoughts. Do you? Let me ask you this question: do you agree with my sentence that he could enter? Could Patrick Mahomes enter the GOAT conversation if he wins? If he goes to the Super Bowl? If you know what I'm saying? Don't give me your predictions right now. Give me your predictions on Friday when I do my predictions video on the Ravens and Chiefs and the Lions in San Francisco. And yeah, man, RJ out.